How's it going, boys? It's me, your favorite Snake Souls merchant, and recently something very interesting happened with Activision Blizzard. The big thing is that the Blizzard CEO, Bobby Goblin Kotick, has received a substantial pay reduction from his almost 200 million a year. He is now only going to receive 62.5k per year for the foreseeable future. Now that's a lot to unpack, and there's a bunch of other things that we should unpack. For example, this tweet. Now, obviously, talking about Blizzard is a pretty popular and interesting subject, and you probably have already heard people talk about this. But I also have done that. I have seen a couple of videos that talk about this subject, and not a single one of those videos is actually talking with insight and understanding what actually is happening. For example, getting a pay cut like this is quite obviously, to me, nothing else but a punishment to Bobby. It's just hidden as a way to create good karma to people, but in reality this is nothing more than a literal punishment for Bobby from the investors, the boards, or whatever actually holds real power in Blizzard. Because keep in mind, if your job description is CEO, you are not actually the most powerful person in the company. Still, always, the most powerful person in the company, if it's a publicly traded company, will be the board of directors, the board, the stockholder summits, or whatever you want to call them. The CEO is not the end-all, be-all. He is essentially the highest tier of pleb that you can be. And from what happens to the CEO, you can garnish a lot about the company. For example, the fact that they are not instantaneously getting rid of Bobby is a very questionable thing, because it would be good for publicity if you got rid of him. If you have read about it previously, the investors' reliance to Bobby has shrunk over the years, and he was almost not placed CEO again because of lack of trust in him. So these are quite a couple of interesting things. First and foremost is the fact that they chose to punish him for his misdeeds, and they are obviously trying to proclaim this as a sort of equalization thing, that they care and blah blah blah. How do we know this? Because, well, Bobby earns almost 200 mil per year. 250 million over 10 years in programs that support diversity in gaming and technology in industries. Where do you think Blizzard just magically got that 250 mil? That's literally Bobby's paycheck. That is literally Bobby's paycheck right there, gone to all of that crap over 10 years. Which means that Bobby is predicted to fix the situation pretty much in the upcoming year or so, or something like that. In reality, he will not see a decrease to money. Second of all, if you want to be garnished as someone who understands what the hell is happening in situations like this, you need to understand one thing. There are two kinds of people. There are people who are saying, oh my god, he's not going to receive 200 million per year. That's insane. He must be crying in his house that's made of diamonds. First of all, no. Second of all, there are a lot of people who are saying, well, he's not receiving his million paycheck, but he's already a millionaire, billionaire, or whatever in there. That is true. But people like this are the worst people, and never say anything like that to other people who are in high positions or in business positions or leaders or whatever. People who have achieved anything on their own through sheer hard work will never wanna see their rewards be tarnished, removed from them. And so is Bobby. He is making a lot of money for Activision. He wants that pay. That pay is proof that he is capable, that he is doing something right, even though a lot of people don't agree with that. Not a single person who has achieved something that garnishes a reward is okay with that reward shrinking. Be it 1,000, 2,000, a million, or 10 million, in Bobby's case, he still does not like it. This is literally a punishment for him, for his failure, so to speak. Also, a lot of people seemingly do not completely understand what a CEO does because they are honestly Bobby should receive close to no blame for what's happening in Blizzard, not Activision Blizzard as a whole. People just absolutely don't understand what a CEO does, or what he's supposed to do. That probably garnishes a video of its own. But yeah, that's the paycheck cut. So, Blizzard needs to fulfill a couple of things. Public opinion at the end of the day matters a lot. And every good ounce of public opinion they can garnish is gonna be valuable, and they're gonna take it. And for a better Activision, Blizzard, tomorrow, or whatever they call, have a bunch of things. Essentially, they want stupid things. Let's just read the article. The letter outlines other goals for the company, including an investment of $200 million over 10 years in programs that support diversity in the gaming and technology industries. Activision Blizzard is also committing to expand the number of women and non-binary people it employs by 50%. 50% sounds a lot, but it's literally just meant for the stupid people. In actuality, that means like 2 out of 10 people in Activision Blizzard are gonna be women or whatever now. Which, you know, for everyone who's an idiot, you probably think that matters. But in reality, you need to read through the lines. Over 10 years. This is what they want to do, because a company like Activision, or any company that actually is out there to make money, can never comply with stupid demands like this. There is a very good reason why normal people who are not in management positions are not actually allowed to make decisions for a company, because those fucking decisions are probably mentally completely out of this world, stupidly retarded. And that's the thing. For example, a decision like this, if you're someone who understands how a company functions or works, you probably need to, you most likely understand that, well, it's really good that the people that you are hired are capable of actually providing a value to the company. That's essentially how it should work. And the demands like this means that you have Greg, but, you know, Greg doesn't do because he's a cis white male. It doesn't matter that he's a literal goddamn coding god or something like that. No, the diversity quotas, the special quotas, the woman arrangements need to be met. So we are hiring Caitlin, a trans black woman cripple in a wheelchair whose previous experience is selling drugs on the street. No company with a brain will ever agree to this type of shit. And this is what activism gets you. So Blizzard is currently trying to scurry about the lines about appeasing of all these annoying voices and making it so that they're seemingly doing what they want. Because keep in mind, 250 million over 10 years, maybe they only need to spend like, I don't know, 20k over a year, because, you know, not good projects or anything like that, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Then there are interesting things, you know. Then there's a lot of other interesting things. For example, the fact that they want that the employees want Blizzard to be pleased by an outside third-party source that says right, wrong, and blah blah blah, which is again a completely ludicrously stupid decision, because it doesn't matter well, it does matter who hires, but the point is, the activists are not happy that Blizzard is hiring people to check on what Blizzard is doing because Blizzard's paying those people. But if the activists hire a company, essentially, the company hired will always have a bias to do good work towards the group of people that hired them. So if Blizzard hires a third party to check out on what's happening, is everything okay, and all of that stuff, they're going to be favorable towards Blizzard. If the employees, air quotes, hire that group, then that group will be extremely, well, not extremely, but on the side of the employees, that stuff needs to be changed and blah blah blah. So essentially, there's no winning. And that is what people ask of Blizzard as a company. And needless to say is that it's pure stupidity. A company cannot function with rules like that. You go to a place, for example, you go to a warehouse. There's 10 guys. They all stack crates. None of them are in a higher management position. They're just stacking crates. I can guarantee, you can ask those 10 people how to improve their work quality, ethics, or whatever. 9 out of those 10 people will give you absolute dog shit ideas about how they themselves can improve their own work efficiency. Even though they're the people who do that work, 9 out of 10 people are incapable of actually giving meaningful advice and change like this. That is just a given. There's a reason there are people who manage other people, and that's a coveted position. Because people, by definition, by historic evidence, the current age, the everything, are woefully incapable of governing themselves and need someone to do it for them. So when you want the mass of plebs actually impacting what a company does decision-wise, who they hire, what is good and what is bad, that spells out pure and utter destruction for a company. No reasonable company is going to succumb to demands. No one is going to do that. They rather those people just do nothing for a year, quit, and then hire other people who are not going to cause a shitfest like that. That is how it works. It is impossible to do those demands, because if you're going to do those demands, it's over. It's essentially over for Blizzard. Like, stop and think for a moment. If you think I'm wrong, then answer me this question. This is the main voice of what's happening currently in Blizzard, what needs to be done, and when this voice stops, the public outrage more or less a little bit is quenched for the most part, So, if they have a list of demands that should be done, why do you think Blizzard or any other company, like for example Ubisoft, that also has issues like this and demands like this, why do you think the company just does not comply with the list of demands to stop the outrage? Because again, mass perception matters a lot. Why do you think that? Because simply put, if a company does not comply to demands like this, that means that those demands are going to be far, far, far more expensive than a negative public outcry of this proportion. That's just simple fact. Otherwise, they would just fulfill the demands. If the demands were like, milk and cookies for everyone who enters the office area, they would have done it long ago, because that does not impact negatively the actual work and whatnot. It's pretty interesting reading stuff like this. It is what it is. I find it interesting. I don't know how other people find it interesting or not. But yeah, this is essentially the big takeaway about Bobby's a couple of 100 mil cut, or 200 mil cut. He may actually receive it because, again, earning only this much per year in total compensation until the board of directors feels certain diversity, equity, and inclusion goals are met. Which means, again, if this was not a punishment for Bobby, he's just gonna receive his money at the end, because the board's gonna say, well, Bobby did a good job. But again, considering they're doing this, and this number is oddly close to Bobby's expected salary, And most likely that's just, I'm gonna say with 99.9% certainty that that's just literally punishment for Bobby. And the second part that you can read also in this, which I did not mention, but I guess it's worth mentioning, is the fact that Bobby may not go anywhere as a CEO for next year. Because firing Bobby honestly was the easier choice. Because a lot of people blamed him for what's happening, but he did not get fired. Which means the board of directors is, well, pretty confident in Bobby, it looks like. Which is a bit strange. But technically, that's a confidence boosting thing for, you know, investors and marketers and whatever. But anyway, this was Quizzers Sensei. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the channel, check out Discord, check out the Patreon, and have a nice day. Bye bye.